RugbyLeagueHub.com's YouTube channel. My name's Steve Mascord. This is Marc Bazeley. Now, if you have been following the channel, we want to thank you. Those who have. Followers have gone up very quickly. You would have seen me speak to Adrian Morley, the former Great Britain superstar, in Amsterdam. Now, one of the things you didn't see was Adrian Morley talking about his new role at Rugby League Cares, which is the charity arm of the sport in this country, and how that pertains to bringing the Rugby League Players Association back as a meaningful force in the Northern Hemisphere game. And Marc, very powerful body in Australia, but it's kind of fallen by the wayside here.
Yeah, there's been a couple of attempts at having a Players Association in this country, a Players Union. For whatever reason, they've not really worked out in the past. It does look like now, though, that we are going to be seeing a Players Association, perhaps with a similar sort of things they have in the NRL. And I spoke to Ryan Brierley, who's heavily involved in that, and talk about why it's important that the players do have representation, especially on the back of what happened at his club, Salford Red Devils, during the off-season.
Well, firstly, let's have a listen to what Adrian had to say in Amsterdam.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's been a Players Association up and running for a number of years, but it's never really took off. It's never got to the level we wanted it to in terms of support from the players. So we're trying to revamp that. I mean, I know the Players Association in Australia is fantastic. We're using that as our blueprint, really, of how it should be run in the UK. So that's part of my role. I'll be the Rugby League Cares representative on the board of the Players Association. So we're going to get around to all the clubs and fly the flag and just get the information out there, what we can do. And as I say, once we get the backing, it's we need the players to have more of a voice and more of a say in how the game's governed.
So, Marc, yeah, obviously Ryan Brierley's been through a lot at Salford. The club seemed to have almost gone to the wall in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was amazing, really, how he was talking about that the players themselves have been he praised the job Paul Rowley, as the head coach, has done in keeping everybody focused, keeping them grounded, keeping their eyes on the job. I mean, at one point we thought that a lot of the squad would be leaving, that they were going to be sold. It doesn't look like that's going to happen because, as far as we know, takeover should be going through this week at some point. But Ryan has been very big on making sure that players do have that representation. And he spoke very highly of the NRL Players Association, but also the Professional Footballers Association, who's had quite a few dealings with in his role outside of the sport as an agent representing footballers in the Women's Super League.
So let's listen to Ryan, and thanks for following the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's something what I've wanted to push for a while, and behind closed doors, the Players Union is close to being done. And there's been a lot of hard work between RLK. They're going to put that in place. So hopefully in a couple of months' time, we'll have a bit of news for you on that. There's a lot going on behind the scenes in regards to Players Union. I'm guessing ideally it was going to be before the start of the season. It might have been pushed back a little bit. There's definitely a need for that, like you mentioned. So hopefully next couple of weeks will be done and confirmed.
It's something that's been tried in the past. It hasn't really worked. What lessons are being learned from previous times when it hasn't worked that have been applied this year?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you just because I wasn't involved in that time. So I think from coming in now as probably the voice of it, with Alex Holmes, with that, a lot of it was transparency needed. With the old, I suppose, system didn't work for whatever reason. I think for the players, it's just a case of having a voice. A lot of things get confirmed in this sport without players knowing about it, without players being asked. Which I think is cool. I think we can do a lot better, but I've been a lot better. Weight myself, I've been invited onto a lot of calls and a lot of changes have been made with our consent, which has been a lot better for the sport. So I think we're always quick out to jump on and criticise the governing body, but I think they deserve a massive amount of praise for how much they've involved players over the last 6 months.
And I guess as well from sort of your agency work outside of rugby, with your Mr. players who are involved in like the PFA and things like that. So have you sort of spoken to them about it or found out how that works and things that can
ultimately theirs is many years ahead of ours. So they get a lot of benefit from their PFA, but ultimately it's the same, focusing and giving players a voice. Things don't get changed in football without their approval, and it's always the players first. So I'd love to get to a point where we come in like that, at least ask us. We've got a number of stars in this room. You've got George Williams and Julian Sember, people like that, who I think they need to stay in the game. They'll be in this game for a lot longer than I will be. And they're the real stars in particular. I think they have a platform and a voice to see how this game goes, because they're the ones playing. So it gets that point the starting meetings in it. And please look at the NRL boys, how they managed to put something in a platform that gives them a voice. It's pretty inspiring to hope we can get past it.